Hi, everyone. Welcome to my next installment of my Conversations with the Queen. I am so excited today because I am here with my good friend, mentor, and coach, Mrs. Crystal Cavey, who is the current reigning Mrs. Galaxy 2020. Welcome, Crystal.
Hi, Laura. Thank you so much for having me all the way from Illinois. I'm super excited to be here with you. And most of all, to be here with you during this week, which is almost your time to shine.
That's right. We are counting down to the crown. It's nationals coming up next week. So yes, I'm very busy. But so excited too, and really to be able to invite you to have this conversation with me. I started Conversations with the Queen because we have conversations like this a lot. We have conversations about what can we do, who needs help, how can we pull our sisters together, things that we did that were super inspiring and empowering,
Right.
and the impact we've been able to make. And I want more women to see that part of this, part of pageantry and part of
Yes.
the journey, because I feel like, I didn't know that part of it to this degree, this strong community of purposeful, empowered women.
Yes.
I want to, I'm so inspired to surround myself with more people like us, and bring more people along, right? Everybody should get to be a part of this.
Absolutely.
So, Crystal, I know clearly you definitely have been in pageantry for a bit, and you have a long list of titles. But do you want to share what your favorite thing is in your journey, or how you got started? Either one of those or both. I want so many people to hear from you, as you've been inspiring to me.
Well, thank you so much for having me today. It's been, so much fun working with you. And I will say I'm honored and blessed and grateful that I could work with you for the last couple of years and then watch you achieve your goal of becoming Mrs. Wisconsin, United States, and really just knocking your year out of the park. So I'm super proud of you. I'll tell you the way I got started. I think a lot of people think that I've been in pageantry a long time. And the reality of it is I've only been in pageantry for just under 7 years. And so my daughter was a competitor. She was a 3-time national winner in a row at 11, 12, and 13. And when she was like 12, somebody came up to me at a pageant in Wisconsin and said, "Have you ever thought about going to Mrs. America? You should go to Mrs. America." And I was like, "Oh, girl, you're crazy. I'm 37 years old." And I literally think that was my response. And to this day, she is my friend. And I love her because she will forever have made that impact in my life, just because a woman I had never met walked up to me, and her name is Stephanie Obst. Well, she's got a new married name, but her name is Stephanie Obst out of Wisconsin. And from there, I started my journey to U.S. National Miss out of Wisconsin. I went on to win Illinois Ultimate Queen and America's Ultimate Queen out of Indiana. Then I bounced back to Wisconsin and won Mrs. Royalty International. And from there, I felt I was ready for the Mrs. America stage. And I went to Mrs. Illinois America in 2016. I won that pageant, and then I went on to place top 16 at Mrs. America. I was actually the last name called by Mrs. Brady, who passed away later that year, in the top 16 in 2016. And I told my husband, I said, I have one more journey that I want to do. And that was Ms. Belleza Latina International, which is owned by the same owner of Galaxy. I went there and I won all the side awards, and I won that pageant. And I had the best year. I made just under 100 appearances that year, and really focused on the Latinos community and making a difference worldwide. And then I was given this unique opportunity to become Mrs. Latina Galaxy and go to Mrs. Galaxy. So there I was in 2018, and I called my husband and I said, actually it's 2019, I'm sorry. Called my husband and said, "Hey, Billy, I got one more. Would you support one more?" And he said, "What is it?" And I said, I would like to go to Mrs. Galaxy. And he said to me, "You have to be comfortable with whatever happens, and I will support you. But you give it everything you've got for 13 months, and then you be real comfortable." And I did just that. And I went to Mrs. Galaxy 2020 and 2019, your titles a year in the future. And I won overall gown in my same Mrs. America gown. I won overall interview, and I won overall fashion wear, and I became your Mrs. Galaxy 2020. And then I was given this really unique opportunity to be Mrs. Galaxy for 2 years. So it was a wild experience, and one that I've loved, and one that I wouldn't change for the world.
It's been a crazy year, right?
It has.
Like you just said, your pageant, the transition into 2021 didn't happen. So you
Right.
you have 2 years of reign, which is amazing because you're doing such amazing things, making an
Thank
impact, which
you.
is really what we do as queens, is make a difference. But you and I were talking recently about, how has this situation with COVID really changed how we are
Yeah.
serving, how it's changed us personally. And I know for me, my state pageant was March 14th. It
I
was
know. I
the
remember.
it was the very last, I think, pageant that
It was.
actually happened at the state level before the COVID pandemic basically shut everything down.
Yes.
And a lot of people have said to me, wow, what a year to be the queen. And I've said, exactly, what a year to be the queen, because I've been so busy. I've had so
Yeah.
many people that have needed hope, help, support, awareness, something positive in their life. I've literally been busy since the day they put the crown on my head. I've done I think it's 30 weeks, and I've had 50 appearances in those 30 weeks.
Right.
And even though they've been different, right? We have to get creative. So I've been outside at appearances with a mask on, 6 feet apart, always being safe and trying to make sure that the people that we're serving are safe too. Or we've shown up virtually in a group together. You just have to get creative. There is still a need, and there's still a way to serve. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that more than ever, the world needs some goodness.
yeah.
And so on March 11th, I did not board a plane to the UK. I was supposed to be in the UK as Mrs. Galaxy for 2 weeks. I gave up that trip because obviously that was the day that, that all of the travel bans started.
Yeah.
And it really was a pivotal day in my life that I don't think I'll ever forget, March 11th of 2020. And from there, I said, I can either hang my head, or I can go out and I can continue to make a difference safely.
Yeah.
And for me, this opportunity was one that said, the world needs a little more goodness. We just have to do it a little differently.
Yeah.
I was not about to be, this is a once in a lifetime journey for me, like so big for me that I know I will not ever compete on a stage again. Like I declare that, I've declared it many times, but I declare it again today, because that's what this journey to be Mrs. Galaxy meant to me and what it means to me. And I just wasn't willing, as a woman who can work through these circumstances, to not do anything. So what do? It looks a little different. We support causes. We support homelessness. We support hunger. We support free little libraries because kids are not going to school. We send school supplies to schools because a lot of people cannot afford it right now. We've donated socks I've donated socks that are from Bombas that Jordan Weeks had donated to me to be able to take to University of Central Florida, as well as Northern Illinois University. There are college students that don't have the money and the means to be able to afford some of the basic necessities like school supplies, like socks. And I want to be a person who can help. And I know that even though appearances, quote unquote, and service projects do look differently today than they may have looked in the past, they exist. Mm-hmm. And I think as long as we do them safely and within the guidelines of both our state and our country, as well as the guidelines within our family values, that we still can make a difference. And I want to show my kids that. I've taken my kids along much of the journey with me in the last 6.5 years. I've watched my daughter, earn a National Honor Society as a junior because of her service work. I take my son along the journey with me, my husband along the journey with me. And I just really believe that there's still so much that we can do, but we have to do it safely.
Yes, I totally agree with you. And we've done it. We have made it happen. We've been in front of people. I say in front of people face to face, but we are present, whether we're standing 6 feet apart from them. in a venue or an event
Yep.
where we're doing a community baby shower, for example, and
Absolutely.
helping 40 families that didn't have an answer.
Yes.
Or we are in a virtual group where we're able to raise awareness or funds for people whose businesses have been shut down because of literally nobody's going.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to be, we are very purposeful people, purposeful, driven women that know we want to make a difference, and finding those ways to do it. They are available to us. You just have to.
And a lot of times we can create those ways. And for me, one thing that COVID has taught me as a person is a full calendar doesn't necessarily make for a full life. And it's about being present in the moment, and versus a present you may receive, having your presence there. It's about being with women and making a difference in the community and watching those same women pray over each other. It's about selecting and choosing the way we spend our time and who we spend it with and how we spend our lives, but also knowing that we still can make a difference. Don't give up. We still can make a difference. We still can do some really wonderful things. Even in the times that look different. And that's one of the legacies that I've always wanted to leave with pageantry. And it really is, I've gotten the opportunity and the joy of being your coach, but it really is what I teach a lot of women. Be on the journey and be present in the journey and be present in the moment for so much more than this. This is amazing. And this has added, I can only say that the 2 years that I'll get to be Mrs. Galaxy will be 2 of the best years of my life. And I know that my kids, I remember telling my daughter, I said, I wanted to make sure that she supported me going. And she said, go win the crown for both of us, and for me, like, I want to look back at these 2 years and know that I took this once in a lifetime opportunity and I did great things with it. And if I can't do them, but I was able to motivate and inspire and mentor other women to do that. And I do that all over the world with specialties in, Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin, Minnesota, in my Midwest hub, as well as Florida. And I've just really honestly loved it. I coached women all over, from California to Colorado this year, out to New York and New Jersey. And every woman I believe that most women want the same thing. They want to take this opportunity and they want to make a difference in a world that needs more of that.
Absolutely. I know you have a special project too that involves the crown.
Yes, the Shiro Project. Yes. So one of the things that when our family hit COVID, my husband's company offered the opportunity for us to quarantine for 30 days in North Carolina together, the 4 of us in a cabin. I don't look like, and I'll tell you, my husband was so scared. He's like, "Are you going to be okay?" And I said, this is going to be the journey of a lifetime. If I could do that every year with my family for the rest of my life, I would. I know I can't. But being with them and being present in the moment, having dinner together at the table every single day, and bike riding and hiking and all the wonderful things that we were able to do, fishing together as a family of 4, while my husband worked in a cabin, it was a dream come true for me. And I remember having this pivotal moment in my life in which I said, I'm going to create a legacy of love, guidance, mentorship, support, inspiration for women. And I sat there and I started writing it out, and that legacy became called the Shiro Project. And I said, over the course of the next year, because at that time I was given this extra year as Mrs. Galaxy, I said I was going to do something that is tough to do. And I was going to talk about the things that people don't like to talk about. I was going to talk about losing husbands, losing children, cancer, abuse survivors, homelessness, hunger, rape, abuse. And I was going to recognize 12 women across the country who had endured circumstances that we read about, that we watch about on TV, but we don't realize that our neighbors are going through. And so far I've crowned 6 Shiros, survivors of child loss, of cancer, of falling off of a horse and losing 16-year-old, losing all feeling from the waist below. And now our mom is working on alternative medicine, homelessness, hunger, a young woman with Down syndrome, And just the things that I've been able, and the people I've been able to touch. And I have 6 more coming. I have my final 3. We're holding on to them. They're going to be crowned at the same exact time. And then the next 3 in between. And I'm taking the whole year to really recognize these women who are creating organizations and genuinely going out in the world and making the biggest difference. And that difference says, I can't do it alone. So I'm going to have other people along this journey with me. And it all just started one day from a dream that I would have a much bigger legacy than me. Some people, they create legacies around themselves, or, my legacy is me. My legacy is one of hard work, effort, mentorship, inspiration, determination, overcoming the biggest obstacles you've ever seen. And truthfully, I'm going to focus on that around women. Just because that's my wheelhouse, that's my forte, and I'm a woman myself. And so I'm going to be recognizing 12 sheroes, which is heroes with a she, over the course of my year 2 as Mrs. Galaxy.
It's so amazing. Just
thank you.
You're an inspiration to so many women, just as Crystal. But when you put that crown on, it just brings so many more women into our lives. And so thank you. I'm so glad that you have followed this passion and this journey, that to bring other women along, to mentor them, to inspire them, to coach them. I'm blessed to be one of them. And pageantry has been a journey for me that was like you. I started later, not expected, but I've grown so much as a person, as a woman in that journey. And that's something that I'm blessed. And I want more women to be able to experience that as well. The impact we've been able to make on our communities and on women's lives in general. People are watching even when you aren't doing anything.
Absolutely.
It's just,
and they watch you whether you're wearing a crown or whether you're not. I mean,
right.
the key for me is, I believe so firmly that I remember going to Mrs. Galaxy, and I was like 43 years old, and I was like, man, if I'm given this opportunity, I really wanted it. I wanted it so bad, and I had worked for it. It wasn't that I just wanted it, like I was like, oh, pick me because I want it. It was pick me because I worked for it. I promise I will continue to work. But most of all, I remember sitting on the edge of the bed before going into interview. And there's just the first element of scoring is interview and photogenic. It happens at the same exact time at Galaxy. And I told my husband, I said, I've given it all I've got. And if they pick me, I get this unique opportunity to be Crystal Cavey, Mrs. Galaxy 2020 for the rest of my life. And if they don't, I will always be Crystal Cavey. And I've been blessed enough to make some of the best friends of my whole life through coaching, mentoring, and inspiring. I choose to spend, my days with women I love and I want to see succeed at all levels. And most of all, I was recently telling a sister queen that we both know, her name is Janie Black. And I said to her, she's a Mrs. United States sister queen and a Mrs. Galaxy sister queen. Yeah. And I said to her, Janie, God's given me 43 years on this earth. And if he gives me another 43, I want to spend it with wonderful, loving, caring, giving, kind, hard-working, driven, determined, inspiring women. And she said to me, Crystal, every time I talk to you, I always leave the conversation and feel better. And I said, but that's what I want. And this year in 2020, when things haven't looked the way we've always thought they would look, and you might not have had a full calendar, my heart was full because I was with my family and I was teaching my family that that's what we need. We need to spend the years on this earth and the years that we are given and the years that God gives us with wonderful human beings and drive our mission forward.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we are here not to just, live an average life. We are here. We are here for a purpose. We are here to make a difference. We are here to show our children who are here for a reason what that looks like, whether you have a crown on or not. But for me, as well as I know for you, to have our kids be able to watch us.
Oh, yes.
do things that are out of our comfort zone,
Totally.
but persevere, put in the work, and make it a priority to serve. Make it a
Yes.
priority to help people. Make it a priority to take care of ourselves so that we can take care of others.
And
Is
love doing it.
yes,
Most of all, love doing it. Anytime I'm out, like, whether it's a service project or it's, working with women, or it's even just having coffee with a woman, like, I like doing it. Like, you got to love doing it. You got to be present in that moment. Let 2020 teach us that.
yes,
I remember being at the community baby shower with you, and there was a whole group of us, and we sat down and we were sitting and we were having lunch. Remember that? And
yep,
we're all sitting there and we're eating some, some salad and some pizza. So we got a good mix. Don't worry, just because we're queens, we still got a good mix.
right.
And, we're at a table, there's 4 of us, and we were just so engulfed in the moment. And we were taking it all in, sharing laughter, talking with each other. And we had taken a nice little, 25-minute break from the work, and we were just enjoying each other's company. And so to me, I think being present in the moment and just really enjoying the body of work that you attempt to accomplish is so much bigger than just the number that you've accomplished.
Yes, absolutely, for sure.
And I know you do. I know you love it. I mean, I will honestly tell you, like, you don't need tons of compliments, but as you head into Mrs. United States, I mean, there's no doubt that you've been the hardest worker in the room. You've embraced and embodied every element of your story and your journey, but most of all, you've done it real. That's what I try to teach women is, listen, I'm not the person who's going to tell you need to become a robot and do every single thing that somebody else has done, buy every single thing that somebody else has bought, talk just like somebody else. I'm the person who's going to tell you, you're going to enjoy this journey and look back at your life as a woman on this earth if you're yourself. But to be the best you can possibly be. And to me, I think that's one of the reasons why I do this mentorship, and I make some of the best friends of my life, because they still get to be them. And all the things that make us, similar and make us different are the things that we all embrace and we love about each other so much.
Yes, absolutely. Well, that, my platform is to be who you are meant to be.
Yep.
It is to be real, be authentic, and
Yes.
be you and be your best you. And how do you become that is what we do, is to be inspiring, empowering, helping women be strong, lifting them up when they're not in a place,
Absolutely.
which we all sometimes get there. But we are all different. Even my sisters that are going to be competing next week with me, we are all powerful, strong, purposeful women.
Absolutely.
With a very unique, individual, authentic self. And so I feel like collectively together, we are stronger as a group. And individually, we are just as strong. And individually, our uniqueness is what connects us.
Absolutely.
Woman in front of you that needs that inspiration.
I will tell you, one of the most special things that I've seen in probably the last couple of months of pageantry, actually, you were involved in. And we were down in Wisconsin, and your first runner-up, Dawn Bergs, at the Mrs. Wisconsin United States pageant, just an absolutely wonderful, wonderful, godly woman, comes down, and she you met us down at Autumn's, and she says, I'm going to pray with you. I'm going to pray for your rise, and I'm going to pray with you. And I was like, so, like just floored by it, and the love, like you could tell the authenticity and the genuineness, that I was like, I thought I was supposed to go away. So she's like, well, get on in here, girl. And so I joined in this prayer group of 4 women that are praying over you. And the person leading that prayer group was in your division at the state pageant. How wonderful. How many volumes does that speak for the sisterhood that is made in this sport? And it is a sport, people. It is a sport. Never underestimate the pageantry is a sport. And the sisterhood that comes out of it is sisterhood just like that. Like seeing someone pray over someone, and you were both in the same division. And how absolutely fabulous and fantastic was it that she took the time to do that, drove the drive, and that to me was one of the best things I've seen probably in the last year.
It's what happens when you're truly being yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Literally,
Yep.
and being yourself and being driven to your purpose. And you each know that your purpose is your own journey.
Absolutely.
You each know that when we shine, this is one of my favorite quotes. I'm going to ask you yours after this. When we shine our own light, that unconsciously gives others permission to shine theirs. It's not the competition part. It's literally lifting each other up.
Right. And my favorite quote, that's been my favorite quote, and it used to actually be in the line on my email, is by Henry Ford. And it's, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right.
Yep.
And I have lived by that all my life. And I have taught my kids that they're going to uphold some battles, and they're going to win some, and they're going to lose some. But I firmly believe you only win the ones you're supposed to win. I have only won the pageants that I was supposed to win. And I have only gone on to the journeys I was supposed to go on, because this is where I was supposed to be. And every single stepping stone along the way led me to where God knew I was already going to be. And that was Mrs. Galaxy 2020. I really do believe that. And, you know, I try to tell stories, and I mention names of people, and so many people have impacted me in my life. I am blessed and lucky to have a tribe of women in Chicago, or out of Illinois, that love and support each other so wholeheartedly, that we find appearances for each other, that we literally be like, I can't go on this appearance without you. Who's coming?
Yeah.
Because we want to bring them along with us. And I'm very, very lucky in that sense to have that group of women, to have the group of women out of Wisconsin that check on you every day, you know, that love on you and grow with you every day. And I'm very, very lucky to have just these wonderful individuals, these tribes of sisterhood that have all come from pageantry.
It's amazing.
And I have my other friends too, my sorority sisters and my neighbors and my family. But we're specifically talking about pageantry right now, and what I have and what I've built in the last 6 years is something that is genuine, true, authentic, but most of all is fun.
Absolutely fun. So if you're not having fun, if you're not being authentic, it's just work. It's just not, it's
one more thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you, I have a good time. Like, I was getting ready for today, and I was like, going live with Laura today. And, you know, I mean, these are the types of things that are fun. I love sharing my story, and I love sharing my journey, and getting a chance to be on your show, knowing that you had created it, because obviously I coach you. So I knew you had created it. And then for you to ask me to be on it, like, I didn't expect to be asked to be on it. I was like, yeah, I think I'd really like to be on your show. Really like to share my journey and share my story, share my mission, and my passion, because I feel that that's what I try to put out there into the world.
Well, you've done more than try. It's out there. There's a tribe of Crystal. There's a tribe of women, honestly, Crystal, that you have inspired to go on to their own journeys. And that is with everything else that you've done, that I think is the thing that's the most special about you.
Well, thank you. And that it means the most to me. I mean, I can accomplish all the appearances and all the service work, and I'm going to do that and love every moment of it. But the fact that there are women who hopefully one day, years from now, will look back and know that I helped them along their journey and that they loved it. That is what I take to bed and sleep with every night. Like, I sleep on that every day, and I wake up for it every morning. So thank you. It means a lot.
You deserve it.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I'm going to wrap us up. We could keep going on and on, which is
we could go on for days, but we're friends, so we know each other.
Well, remember again, so I created this opportunity to have a conversation with the Queen, and to be able to let other people in a little bit to the things that we love about being a queen, being a part of this community, so that more women will join us, more women will will experience it with us so that we get the opportunity to inspire and empower more women on their journey to being their best selves and their purpose. That's truly what it's all about. That's what I wanted these conversations to be about, to be able to share back and forth about those things which are very unique and different for both of us. But it's been a blessing for me to grow in this journey and to be able to now hopefully create this tribe behind me of women that are finding their voice, finding their purpose, stepping out and doing things that scare them, because if I can do it, you can do it too. Turn your own dreams into a reality.
Amen, sister. I love that. And I'm so grateful that I could be a part of your journey. And I'm so grateful to be a part of your conversation with the Queen before you head off to Mrs. United States. And, you know, we are wishing you the very best, and enjoy every minute of it, because it's a week like no other.
It is. It's a once in a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
I will be sharing, I'm sure, in my stories and my pages, so I'll let people in on a little sneak peek. But thank you for that. Thank you for being a part of this journey. Thank you for this time together. Thank you for the conversation. I will share this, and so you'll be able to share it too. Thank you so much. And
thank you.
have an amazing day.